If you're an aspiring programmer, it can be hard to choose where to start. There is an incredibly vast number of programming languages you could learn, but which one among C Sharp, C++, and C will be the most useful? What is C? We will start with the C programming language because it's the oldest and most widely used of three. Dennis Ritchie invented it in 1972 and then it published in 1978. Ritchie designed it for the development of a new version of Unix. The invention of C revolutionized programming and operating systems forever. The rest, as they say, is history. C is still low-level programming language, which performs almost as efficiently as assembly code. It provides base-level access to memory, and it requires very little runtime support. What is C++? C++ was developed as an extension of the C programming language. It was created by a PhD student in Denmark named Bjarne Stroustrup. I hope this is the way to pronounce his name. His goal was to enhance C and add object-oriented programming capabilities without sacrificing speed or efficiency. C++ is considered an intermediate-level programming language, as it builds upon the low-level C language but has more advanced capabilities. What is C Sharp? C Sharp is a high-level object-oriented programming language that is also built as an extension of C. It was developed by a team at Microsoft led by Andreas Hallsberg in 2002. It's based in .NET Framework, but its backbone is still clearly the C language. C Sharp compiles into bytecode rather than machine code. That means it executes on virtual computer that translates it into machine code on the fly. It adds garbage collection, uninitialized variable checking, bound checking, and type checking capabilities to the base C code. C Sharp typically sees use in internal or enterprise applications rather than commercial software. While C Sharp is the most technically complicated of three languages, its syntax is less error-prone than C or C++ and can be learned relatively quickly. Major differences: C++ was built as an extension of C, which means it can run most C code. The reverse isn't true though. C can't run C++ code. C++ supports reference variables, which C does not. A reference variable is an alias for an already existing variable used to create shorthand notation for faster coding. C does not provide error or exception handling, but C++ does. C++ requires you to handle memory manually, but C Sharp runs in virtual machine which can automatically handle memory management. C++ can create standalone and console applications. C Sharp can create console, Windows, ASP.NET, and mobile applications but cannot create standalone apps. But which language should you learn first? If you're a new programmer, and if you've never learned how to program before, many computer science experts would recommend learning C first. Not only is a simpler language with fewer options than its successors, but many other languages use syntax and concepts introduced by C. That means you'll have an easier time understanding other language after learning C. If you're an intermediate programmer and if you're familiar with some programming concepts and you've learned some code in some other language already, you may want to start with C++ instead. Object-oriented programming languages are much more common nowadays than procedural languages. And if you've already got some experience in object-oriented programming, you'll find C++ easier to learn. If you're advanced programmers, basically it's up to you. So you're trying to increase your skill level, then your choice of the three C languages will depend on what you're hoping to gain from the experience. If you already spend time working with object-oriented languages and you're looking for another language to add your resume with minimal effort, C++ is a great choice for that. If your primary desire is to get into .NET and web-based development, C Sharp might be the best option. Understanding the difference between C++, C Sharp, and C will make it much easier for you to choose which languages to focus on. All of them have their own advantages and disadvantages, and none of them would be a waste of time to learn. The choice is yours. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. See you guys next time.